Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lilyfield for a frigid Sunday afternoon and our very first softball coverage of the season as we have a PSAC matchup for you between the UPJ Mountain Cats and the California Vulcans. My name is John Save. Alongside me here today is my good friend, Mr. Nate Kurtz. Nate, how are you doing today?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It's annoyingly cold right now, so I'm not doing the greatest. But I got to see some softball on Friday when the Vulcans put up a 6-5 win over the Lakers. So I'm excited to get out here and see some more.
Yeah, talking about that, 2 wins in a row for the Vulcans to start off conference play, 6-5 and 6-1 against the Mercyhurst Lakers. The Vulcans, who started off 1-6 on the season, 3 wins on the bounce, so looking to continue that here. And then the UPJ Mountain Cats, 3-9 to start the season, and this is their first conference play of the regular season here in the PSAC. So early season, big matchups ahead, and even though we always say every game is important, it starts at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and I think this Friday too was big because the Lakers are a very good team. They're projected number 1 in the preseason
in the circle
polls.
For the Vulcans in game 1 with a record of 1-4 this season.
It's bad to see them down this low already this early, but it's important for the Vulcans to get these important wins early on.
We do have some starting lineups here for you today, starting off with the visiting UPJ Mountain Cats.
Yeah, we got center field Megan McDonough, left field number 5 Shaylin Hagerman, number 20 designated pitcher, Julia Mooney, number 12 first baseman Kayla Meal, number 11 the second baseman Tori Radman, number 13 the third baseman Jenna Tallman, number 14 the catcher Isabella De Palma, number 23 the pitcher Mia Smith, number 2 the right fielder Brianna Coe, and number 3 the shortstop Hannah Gibbs.
And your starting pitcher for the Mountain Cats is number 23 Mia Smith, coming into the game with a 2-3 overall. And the starting pitcher for your California Vulcans, none other than Kaylee Rister, 3.78 ERA on the season, and 1-4 overall. Picked up that first win against Mercyhurst here on Friday, and having a rough go of it to start the season, but all it takes is one win to kind of get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, and I think this is just a team trying to figure themselves back out again. You had some key additions lost at the end of the season last year, so I think it's just important for this team to kind of just try and gel back together again under a leader like Rister, who had an impressive season last year and so far in her career has proved to be a very solid starter and batter.
First pitch from Rister. In there for strike 1, up to bat first. Now for the Mountain Cats is number 21 Megan McDonough, the freshman outfielder from North Allegheny High School. The lefty batting .286 in her 9 starts this season. 0-1 pitch, swung on and chopped foul to the left-hand side. Surprisingly bigger turnout than I would have expected for a very, like we said, very, very cold Sunday afternoon here outside at Lilyfield. It's after a few weeks of about 70-degree weather, it's gone back down to the 30s, 40s degrees as it is in the March time.
Yeah, I think that's just classic Pennsylvania for it.
Bipolar weather, as they say. Brittany Wilson, the catcher behind the dish here for California, calls time and go into the circle to talk to Rister ahead of this 0-2 pitch to McDonough. Mountain Cats, led by Coach Nikki Canigni Pecora in her 9th season. The 0-2 pitch. And there, the count remains 0-2 to McDonough. Pitch from Rister. Swung on a miss, strike 3 in the first K of the game for the California Vulcans and Rister.
Yeah, and you can tell already that's getting into the team and, getting the motivation and the confidence
Next
side.
up, the left fielder number 5,
I just had it. Kaylee Rister is a very good pitcher for this team. She's a great leader, and I think getting that confidence early on within the game is very important for them going forward.
Up to bat now is the right-handed outfielder, a senior, number 5, Shaylin Hagerman from North Hills, Pennsylvania, fouls off the first pitch. Oh, 1 now from Rister. Off speed just outside for ball 1. On the season, Hagerman batting .136, only 3 hits, and 22 at-bats. 3 RBIs, however. The 1-1 pitch chopped towards the first base side. Play is made as Ochtermeyer able to get it over to Rose, I believe.
With 2 down, 7 to play,
Paneri, excuse me,
number 20,
to get out number 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a solid defensive play. And I think coming off the hit, I don't know if there was necessarily a direction trying to go involved. And I think, his swing just comes in a little too late, and that just results in another out. And that puts UPJ down 2 early on in the first.
First pitch now to number 20, Mooney, designated player outside for ball 1. One 0 now from Rister. Low for ball 2. Julia Mooney, the catcher, or usually the catcher, but as the designated player today. As Rister's 2-0 pitch outside for ball 3. From Drums, Pennsylvania, the junior went to Hazleton Area High School, batting .250 on the season. And upstairs for a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs to Mooney brings up the first baseman, number 12, Caleb Meal.
That was good patience by Mooney, too. I mean, she saw that it was only going to the outside of the box. So,
Caleb Meal.
I mean, just play the game and let the balls go, and if anything come inside, and that's an easy swing for you. You're up in the count already, so good on her. That gets one of the Mountain Cats on base.
First pitch chopped towards the shortstop and a forced play at second. That'll be a quick 3rd out, so no hits, 1 walk. The game remains 0-0. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back for the bottom of the first between California and UPJ right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Network. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lily Field as we get ready for the bottom of the first between the Mountain Cats of UPJ and your California Vulcans. Vulcans with a clean first inning, only allowing 1 base runner, and up to bat. First here for California is the pitcher, number 12, Kaylee Rister.
Yeah, and I mean, not only is she a very good pitcher, but averaging .433 on the season, 13 hits and 30 at-bats, 5 runs, too. Solid hitter for this team, and I think really great leadoff for the squad going into the bottom of the first.
And over a 1,000 OPS, 46 on base percentage. The first pitch in there for strike 1. He's at 13 hits, 3 doubles, and 4 RBIs on the season, to go along with 4 walks. So just an all-around hit tool for the pitcher, Kaylee Rister. 0-1 from Smith. Upstairs for ball 1. One now from Smith. Just catches the outside of the plate for strike 2.
And Smith, solid pitcher in her own right. 5.25 ERA with a 2-point whip. 2-3 on the season. Started 6 games so far here, and 32 hits compared to 31 strikeouts as well. Solid pitcher in her own right.
And gets Rister swinging. Strike 3 called, and the junior out of Bucharest, Ohio, strikes out for the first time today.
Fiorelli.
First out of the inning for the Mountain Cats. Up to bat now is the left fielder, number 4, Carlina Fiorelli, the junior out of Mount Vernon, Ohio. First pitch outside for ball one. Fiorelli in the box. Set, ready to go. The 1-0 from Smith. It's low for ball two. Fiorelli 242 average on the season. The 2-0 pitch in there for strike one.
Yeah, that's a great pitch too. Just hitting the right, or sorry, on our left side here of the box, and solid. I mean, most hitters would usually swing at that just because it's so close to the edge. You think you can get away with it, but it's a great pitch. Puts her in a 2-1 count.
Fiorelli swinging on the 2-1. Sends that one foul towards the third base side. Couple of big swings in the first two at-bats from Mr. Fiorelli. Really just trying to go after Smith here at the beginning of the game. Even count now, 2-2, 1 out, bottom of the first. Nothing to score. Smith. Just outside. He actually gets there on the outside corner. I thought very similar to that to the first strike pitch, and it's a backwards K. 2 Ks now for Smith in the bottom of the first. That will bring in the catcher, number 18, Brittany Wilson, the senior out of Coropolis, Pennsylvania, up to bat.
And I mean, this is also another player like Roster that, I mean, you really can't leave anything hanging at the plate. 419 on the season, 31 at-bats, 13 hits along with Roster, 3 RBIs, and the only home run of the squad on the season.
The 1-0 now to Wilson. That pitch outside for ball two. And like you said, this is not a player, if you're an opposing pitcher, that you want to fall behind in the count, because Wilson can absolutely rake here for California. The 2-0. Able to find the inside heart of the plate for strike one.
Yeah, I think Wilson just wanted to see if that one would just slide out and try and play to the count. But I mean, in these later counts, Smith is trying to throw these kind of on the edge type balls and see if they can trick the batters. So far, it's been working. It's been allowing these counts to go down low and tricking these batters into a false sense of security. And I mean, this is probably, I think, of all the 3 batters have gone for California now, I think all 3 of them now have gone to even counts.
Another 2-2 count as Wilson took another big hack at Smith. 2-2. Inside, full count now for Brittany Wilson. Wilson 3 walks on the year, 3 strikeouts, so pretty even keel on that end. Very disciplined player. Full count pitch. Swinging, sent that one towards the left field side. That one's going to bloop down for a single, so 1 out hit now here, or 2 out hit for California as Wilson able to get on base.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just a combination of great things for the Vulcans. That's just
For
great
the Vulcans,
contact. It's a little too
player number 33,
under, it
Alyssa
sends that up a little
Rose.
too high, but not enough strength in it, so it just gets enough where it's able to just drop down easily. It's a nice single for her, and Smith kind of just lets that ball fly a little low, and that's easy pickings for Wilson to take, and I guess the Vulcans on base here.
Getting anyone on base is important. Up next is Alyssa Rose, who sends the first pitch foul way over top of us. Now back behind Kuiper's corner.
You did not just mention Kuiper's corner.
Rose, the designated player today, the senior out of Madison, Ohio. .304 batting average on the season. 0-1 pitch. Able to find that inside part of the plate for strike two.
And I mean, in 23 appearances at the plate, too, 6 strikeouts, which, I mean, if we're talking disciplined players here, probably not one of your better ones. I mean, you look at Wilson, who has 3 strikeouts on the season, so better vision. But, when you're down this late in the count, you're just hoping you can at least get contact on these sort of inside balls that Smith has been throwing so far.
Yeah, and Rose, definitely a all-around player. Not only is she batting .304 in the season, in the pitching department, 3-2 in 5 starts, 3.86 ERA, and 29 innings pitched. So one of the players that the Vulcans like to utilize for all of her talents. The 0-2 pitch, the off speed just outside for ball one. Umpire wiping off the plate a little bit just to give us a cleaner heart of the plate. Smith with 2 Ks in this inning, 1-2 count. Runner on first, 2 outs. Inside for strike 3, 2 backwards Ks and 3 strikeouts for Smith, and that'll be the end of the first inning. Score still 0-0. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on CTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lily Field as we get ready for the top of the second between UPJ and California. The score remains 0-0. Only 1 hit between the two teams, that being Wilson in the bottom of the first, but 3 strikeouts in the bottom half of the first from Mia Smith. Very, very nice pitching all around there for the sophomore right-hander. Rister looking to put up a similar inning of her own. Come back out here for the top of the second. Up to bat first for UPJ is the senior second baseman, number 11, Tori Radvin. Radvin, the senior out of Sarver, Pennsylvania, went to Freeport High School. Batting .276 on the season. Getting on base 36% of the time, 364 on base percentage here for the Mountain Cats.
So you're saying she's better than we are?
Before we get started, there's a little bit of communication between Wilson and the home plate umpires, utilizing some technology to discuss the pitches to be thrown, instead of having to throw down the signs, and maybe a bit of a mix-up, but seems like everything's squared off, ready to go. First pitch to Radvan, low for ball 1. Radvan with a hit in all 3 for last 3 games. 1-0 pitch. Finding that inside part of the plate once again for strike 1. Seems like both pitchers really going after the heart of the plate on the inside.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a beautiful pitch, too. Just enough heat to it to where it makes it seem like you're going to try and swing that for a fastball, but just gets enough curvature on it that it cuts on the inside over the box, and it's a nice early strike, and it's going to put Radvin down now, 1-2 in the count.
As Radvin able to make some contact, send that one foul and out of play. Rister now in a favorable count ahead, 1-2 to Radvan. The pitch swung and chopped over the first baseman and into right field for a single, as Radvan able to just get that one over the outstretched arm of Ochtemeyer, and the first base runner of the second inning going to the UPJ Mountain Cats.
And I mean, that's a risky hit to take, too. I mean, that one's just going near the edge of the box, so when you let that one go, there's a chance the ump just calls that a ball, and that puts
now
it
batting third base number 13, Jenna
you
Tallman.
take that risk, and it works out for her pretty well, because I mean, like you said, that one's just going to chop right past the first base, and it's going to get the Mountain Cats on base here early in the top of the second.
And getting anyone on base is super important. Up to bat now for the Mountain Cats, number 13, the sophomore third baseman Jenna Tallman out of Latrobe, Pennsylvania, takes the first pitch for strike 1.
And only 2 at-bats here on the season so far, but has a hit in one of her at-bats, so I think it's just more to look forward to here, is just not a very large sample size.
And Rister quickly ahead in the count, 0-2, as another pitch right on the inner half of the plate for strike 2. 0-2 now to Tallman. That one chopped foul. And Tallman able to keep herself alive. Runner on first. Nobody out here at the top of the second. 0-0 is still the score. 0-2 to Tallman. That one chopped foul off the backstop. Clip the top of the netting right in front of us.
I think JJ's fine. I don't think he shook himself up too much. He warned me too. He said that you know, whenever he did softball last year on camera, he would always jump when the ball came towards him like that.
The 0-2 pitch off speed upstairs for ball one. That one towing the line. Radvan on first, nobody out. Count remains 0-2 to Tallman. Her swinging and chopping another one foul. Tallman putting together pretty good at bat.
Yeah, I mean, just keeping yourself alive in the count like this is impressive. Just getting enough contact on the ball. And the wrister's kind of leaving them out to dry a little bit on the outside, so you know, she's able to create this contact, keep herself alive at the 1-2 count.
1-2 once again, and Tallman another foul ball. She's chops that one into the dirt once again. And that is a skill that is very underutilized. Is when you fall behind in the count, just still doing enough to create the contact to keep an at-bat alive, because you're just hoping that wrister hangs one here. 1-2 pitch to Tallman again. That one high and outside for ball two.
Yeah, I figured that one was coming. I mean, you got to figure at this late in the count or in the at-bat that at least wrister's going to try and throw something just to try and, you know, get Tallman a little bit off her nerves and get her a little bit off center and, you know, get her kind of out of that locked-in type phase she is.
Bit of a waste pitch that time from wrister. Even count now, 2-2 to Tallman. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three that time. Great pitch from wrister. Just off the outside part of the plate. Got Tallman a chase.
Yeah, just enough heat on that, too. I mean, just so fast that swing just comes in too late, and Tallman's unable to capitalize off that after an impressive at-bat for her.
Isabella De Palma.
Second K of the game now for wrister. Up to bat now is the catcher, number 14, Isabella De Palma. First pitch of De Palma, low for ball one. Freshman out of Derry, Pennsylvania, went to Derry Area High School. Batting .222 on the season in her 9 starts. The 1-0 pitch is in there for strike one.
Yeah, not just grazes the top corner of the box. I mean, with most sums, that's usually a 50-50 call. You don't know which way that's going to go, but wrister luckily gets that just enough inside, you know, where I think it just tips on the inside of the box, and it's a nice 1-1 count.
1-1 from wrister. That one swung on and sent towards center field. That ball is going to get down. Vince Radvan up to first, so a 1-out hit this time for Isabella De Palma. So 2 runners on with 1 out.
Yeah, and wrister again just kind of leaves that one hang a little bit. Doesn't give enough power on the throw, and you know, it's just an easy single up the middle, and that's going to advance your runner
Next up,
too.
the pitcher, number 23, Mia Smith.
Runner in scoring position now, 2 on with 1 out. And up to bat is the pitcher, number 23, Mia Smith, sophomore out of Irwin, Pennsylvania. Went to Penn Trafford High School, looking to drive in the game's first run. Batting .200 on the season. 3 hits and 15 at-bats with 3 RBIs as well. First pitch, chopped foul backwards towards the backstop.
And I think she just takes that swing a little bit earlier too. I mean, that's a dangerous hit, and that could even drive in a run because I think wrister just leaves them a little too low for her, and I mean, at least gets that one to fall off and doesn't put herself in trouble.
2 on, 1 out. 1 from wrister. High and outside for ball one. Wrister just trying to put these pitches in the shadow zone, just off the outside of the plate to try and get these Mountain Cats to swing. Smith with a good eye. Count even now at 1-1. The pitch. This one chopped foul towards the third base side and out of play. Potential for that one to stay fair with a bit of a dribbler, but that time Luckily for the Vulcans, I feel like that one went foul. Rister now ahead of the count, 1-2 to Smith. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Once again, Rister able to just blow it by the Mountain Cats, and 2 strikeouts now for Rister, and up to bat now is Coe.
Yeah, and
With 2
again,
outs now,
just a
batting
beautiful
right,
pitch.
number 2,
I mean, Rister's just able to find the corner of the box that she wants, and Smith just swings at that with a little too much power, and I don't think she necessarily had the eyes where the ball was, and puts her out, and that's just her second on the night.
First pitch to Coe, in there for strike 1. Renee Coe, the sophomore outfielder from Cabot, Pennsylvania, went to Knox High School. Looking to drive in a run here for UPJ. 2 runners on, 2 outs, and a chopper towards second. A forced play, and the Vulcans get out of a 2 base runner jam, and Vulcans will strand 2 as we will go to the bottom of the second, tied at 0. We'll be right back here on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lilly Field as we get ready for the bottom of the second between California and UPJ. The game's tied at 0. Canary, Postler, and Ochtemeyer up to bat in this inning for California. Starting off, number 17, the second baseman, the senior, out of Elizabethport, Pennsylvania, Jordan Pinari. First pitch from Smith to Pinari, in there for strike 1.
And Pinari, solid on the season, 6 hits and 19 at-bats, 3 doubles and 4 RBIs, and slugging of .474 to go along with it. The problem with her is a little bit heavy swinger, as she's going to drive that one in the center field.
Yeah, she takes that heavy swing, that lefty swing, able to just get it past just over the glove of Smith and into the outfield for a base hit. So the Vulcans answer back, get a no-out hit, start off the bottom of the second. Pinari. And up to bat now is number 21, the third baseman, Shayna Postler.
You know, I was just about to say, too, with Pinari that she leads the team in strikeouts, but as soon as I have to say that, she drives down him center field. And a great hit, mind you, so, you know, it's important to get these runners on base early on, and so far the Vulcans have proved they can do that.
First pitch to Postler. Low and outside for ball 1, the senior, out of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Only 2 hits and 25 at-bats this season, looking to really bring those numbers back up. 0-1 pitch sent foul. Even count now, 1-1. Runner on first, nobody out. Pitch to Postler. Postler showing Blunt able to pull it out for ball 2. And why not? Fundamental baseball and softball there is just trying to lay down a bunt with no outs, advance the base runner into scoring position. Postler smart enough to pull it out.
And I mean, you look at Postler too, 5 RBIs too, which I mean is just indicative of, you know, when she is swinging the bat, she's able to get her runners into good scoring positions or actually get them into scores. So, I mean, I don't think the averages necessarily say everything about her.
3-1 count now. Hitters count to Shayna Postler. Smith delivers. Postler swung big and missed. Full count now to Shayna Postler. Pinari on first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. The game's still tied at 0. Full count pitch to Posler. Swinging and sending that one foul. Back behind the bullpen to the right-hand side. Posler stays alive. Full count once again. Runner on first, nobody out. Full count pitch from Smith. That one drilled into center field. That one gets down for a base hit, so good piece of hitting. 2 runners on with nobody out now for California.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're in the eyes of any of these players in the Vulcan dugout too, I think you're getting pretty hungry now. No outs and runners on first and second. So
Next for California,
I think
first
it's
base number
a very
5,
good
Caitlin
chance to try and
Ochtermeyer.
get a scoring opportunity in here early on in the game.
Yeah, and scoring first just is able to open up such big opportunities for your team just to kind of get the game over with. Up next is the first base, number 5, Caitlin Ochtermeyer, the junior from Ontario. Takes the first pitch for a strike. The Canadian right-handed hitter from Guilford, Ontario, went to Bill Crothers High School. Made the switch from shortstop to first base, batting 190 on the season. Looking to lay down a bunt, and that one just squirts foul. And again, just some good fundamental softball, just trying to advance both runners into scoring position. Falling behind now. Ochtermeyer's got to be careful. 0-2 is the count. The pitch from Smith. Fouled back once again, and Ochtermeyer able to choke up on the bat a little bit and keep that bat alive.
Yeah, and smart on Ochtermeyer too. I mean, you know that going after 2 bunts, the pitcher's going to try and send it on the inside, so you're just smart to kind of lay it out there and keep yourself alive in the count.
Batted 382 last season. It was phenomenal at the plate. The 0-2 pitch. Ochtermeyer able to hold her swing as the appeal goes her way. The pitch was low, and good eye from Caitlin Ochtermeyer to hold up. And if you're Smith, that's the kind of pitch you want to throw in a 0-2 count to try to put a batter away. 1-2 pitch now. Ochtermeyer sends that one into right field, and it's going to get down. And Paneri waved home, and Paneri scores, and the Vulcans strike first on a 1-2 hit from Ochtermeyer. Grabs herself an RBI and grabs the Vulcans a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and just as I said, I mean, that's just prime scoring opportunity. A runner on first and a runner on second. You don't even really need anything fancy. All you really need to do is just put the ball lightly in the outfield and just have enough speed, especially
For
on a
California
softball
now
field.
batting the shortstop, number
You get yourself
14,
from second to
Brianna
home in no
Susevic.
time.
And if you're UPJ, you might be feeling a little frustrated at the fact that didn't go down as a strikeout. But Ochtermeyer did a great job at holding her swing and was able to get the Vulcans on the board here. 3 hits in this half inning, and up to bat now is the shortstop, number 14, Brianna Susevic. Watches the first pitch go out for ball 1. So UPJ is going to take some time and go out to Smith, who, after a pretty dominant first inning, has given up 3 hits and a run so far in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, I mean, the Vulcans still in prime scoring position. No outs, runners on first and second, too. And I mean, Susevic isn't a bad hitter herself, 231 on 26 appearances at the plate, 6 hits with 3 runs batted in. So, I mean, for Smith, gotta be shaking a little bit. You know, kind of a rough start to this bottom of the second, but I think you keep yourself in the count. You try and keep things light and not try and complicate things. And I think this is an easy inning for her to, take over as long as you don't lose your nerves.
Susevic showed bunt. The pitch outside for ball 2, the 2-0. Susevic trying to lay that one down again, and that time chopped it foul back and to the left towards the UPJ dugout. Runners on first and second. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the second. The Vulcans with a 1-0 lead thanks to Caitlin Ochtermeyer RBI single. A very just fantastic sacrifice bunt that time from Sursovic. They would advance both runners into scoring position. And with only one out, that will bring up the right fielder, number 15, Michaela Linkus.
Now batting number 15, Michaela Linkus.
And I mean, talk about prime scoring chances with runners on first and second. You made that even better now. Second and third with only one out. All you really need is a light hit into the outfield or even into the infield, and you can risk getting another point on the board for the Vulcans.
Linkus with a chopper towards third. It's going to be a close play. But a play that is made nonetheless. 6-3 on the card as Tallman able to give it over to Meal for a quick out number 2. And the Vulcans able to flip the order back, and
pitcher number 12,
Kaylee
Kaylee
Rister back up to hit here at the bottom of the second.
I mean, in all scenarios, this is probably the worst hitter you won for the Mountain Cats. I mean, 433 on the season. We said it each game with the bat at first, but especially in a scenario like this where you do have 2 runners on scoring positions, it's just not a very good look for Smith. But all she really needs is just another really good play or another good sequence of pitches, and that sends this inning out, and we start the third.
Rister 0-1 in the game with a strikeout. Takes another pitch. 0-2 now is the count for Kaylee Rister. 2 on, 2 out. Runners on second and third. 0-2 is the count. Rister looking to drive in a couple more runs. Rister's going to take time. It's a big moment in the game here because the Vulcans have a chance to not blow the game open necessarily, but really get a foothold on the game. 0-2. Smith wastes one pitch outside for ball 1.
And I mean, you're absolutely right too, because you look at this on 2 sides of the coin. If you're the Mountain Cats, you let these 2 runs go in. You're down 3 heading into the third, which is very still early on in the game. It still gives you an opportunity to come back, but that's just a large deficit to look. I mean, if you're the Vulcans, that's a nice lead to bring yourself into the second half of this game.
Rister fouls it off. 1-2 is the count. Postler on third, Ochtemeyer on second. The Vulcans with a 1-0 lead. The pitch outside for ball 2, even count.
And I mean, just good eyes on Rister. She's keeping herself in this count pretty well. And everything that's a little too close to the edges, she's able to just get enough contact and get outside of the lines for the foul balls, and just keeping everything on the outside to the outside. And she's now 2-2 in this count.
2-2 pitch. Low and in the dirt for ball 3. A full count now to Kaylee Rister. And Smith, if you're the UPJ, you need to find the correct pitch here. Full count to Rister. Swung and sent foul once again. That one deep into the woods on the left-hand side.
Yeah, there's a lot of power behind that hit. I mean, I think in the mind of Rister now, I think you just want that deep center field because, I mean, again, it's a big moment because, I mean, you score all 3 of these runs. That's a large deficit for these Mountain Cats to look back at. I mean, for the Vulcans, that's really nice and cushioning for you to get here in the bottom of the second.
Full count. Another foul ball sent towards the left-hand side. Grounds crew is going to have a field day tracking through the woods to get these foul balls back.
We're, what, 7-8 pitches down in this count now?
Yeah, Rister doing a great job at extending the at-bat. Maybe just trying to tire out Smith and just looking for a specific pitch, just sitting on one, just waiting to get it, send that one into the bleachers. Full count, runners on first or second and third, 2 outs. The pitch chopped towards third and past third base, and they're going to call foul as that one just went foul past the third base bag. What was going to look like at least a 2-run double for Rister gets called back, and maybe a bit unfortunately for the Vulcans is now Rister back in the box, still looking at a full count.
I don't think she's taking that too hard on her. Jogging back, she just had a smile on her face, and I think it's just a funny thing, but I mean, for a 3-2 count, got to keep your eyes focused on the moment.
The pitch high for ball 4, so nonetheless Rister gets on base, and the base is loaded now for Fiorelli. as Rister
Now
takes
batting the left field, number 4,
the
Carolina
2-out walk.
Fiorelli.
Fiorelli, who struck out looking her first time up to the plate, has a chance to do some serious damage for California with the bases loaded. For UPJ, you're really just looking to get out of the inning here. First pitch to Fiorelli, swung on and sent foul towards the UPJ dugout. Postler on third, Ochtemeyer on second, Rister on first. Fiorelli at the plate, 0-1 is the count. The pitch from Smith, swung on and sent to left field for a base hit. 1 run will score. And the throw home just to stop Ochtemeyer, so everyone moves up 1 base, and the Vulcans grab another as Fiorelli gets a 2-out single and makes the game 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, just taking advantage of the situation. You know, you start the setting off, runners on first and second.
Stepping to the plate to
you get
catcher
hit
number
in the
18,
outfield,
Brittany
scores
Wilson.
and advances the runners to second and third as well. So I mean, we're now in a bases loaded situation again, and a run scored.
And another dangerous hitter for you here as Brittany Wilson back up to bat, singled in her first time at the plate. Base is still loaded. The Vulcans up now, up 2-0. The first pitch to Wilson, high and outside for ball 1.
Yeah, I mean, in a situation like this too, for the batter, you just got to keep your patience and got to keep your level. You know, you can't just like swing at anything that comes your way, because you know these pitchers in these situations are going to try and take advantage of that. And you know, early on, you're in a 2-0 count now.
Yeah, Wilson with a good eye, watching 2 pitches high, 2 balls now, and Pierce Smith, you really got to lock in here and try to find the strike zone. 2-0 count, pitch low for, or in there for strike 1, excuse me, right at the knees.
I mean, that's a really good pitch, though. I mean, I thought that one was going to drop just enough outside of the box, but you know, Smith just keeps it level enough to where it just drops a little bit over. So that's nice, puts her in a 2-1 count.
Big swing and a big miss for Wilson as Smith went back to the pitch upstairs, evens the count now at 2-2. Base is full of Vulcans here. 2 outs, 2-0 the score, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Smith able to only give up 2 runs, able to keep the Vulcans at bay, and that'll be the end of the second inning. California 2, UPJ nothing. We're going to take a quick break on the PSAC network. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lily Field as we get ready for the top of the third inning between California and UPJ. The Vulcans with a 2-0 lead after 4 hits and 5 base runners in that bottom of the second, able to get 2 of them across, and able to grab themselves a quick lead as the top of the third inning. The UPJ lineup has now flipped back to the top of the order. McDonough up to bat, struck out in her first at bat. First pitch from Rister. It's low for ball 1. A lighthearted appeal for a swing towards the first base umpire. McDonough able to hold the swing. 1-0. The pitch from Rister. High and outside for ball 2. If you're UPJ, this is the top of the order is really where you get your money's worth. So these are the players you expect to get on base and then try for some sort of comeback here, maybe grab a run or 2 in this top of the third. But a 2-up pitch from McDonough sent foul for strike 1.
And I mean, I think the bottom of the third, bottom of the fourth, or sorry, excuse me, top of the third, top of the fourth is an important way to do it too, because then you're not really under a lot of pressure. You're still in the game. I mean, in a 7-inning game like this, you don't want to score your runs at the 6th or the 7th inning. You want to make sure that you're keeping a game even, where you're giving yourself a good enough of a lead early on. So, I mean, yeah, taking advantage of your good runners while you have them is very important.
Full count as McDonough kind of this like running, swinging approach, just trying to get quickly out of the box, just get on base. Finds herself in a full count. 3-2 pitch from Rister. This one sent foul over the third base side. Decent bit of contact, but McDonough maybe a bit late to it, unable to keep it in play. And if you're the Mountcats, maybe just trying to shake off that last inning. The full count pitch swung on, sent towards short, throw over to first in time. 6-3 on the scorecard, and a quick first out here for California.
And a decent hit too. I mean, you got to give your credit to McDonough where you can. I mean, just a nice little choke on the bat that sends it up the middle.
Hagerman.
You see the split in the middle between the pitcher and the shortstop, and you think you can take advantage of it, but you just get the speed out on the side of the Vulcans, and they take advantage of that, and that puts the first out down here at the top of the third.
Chopper straight at the first baseman, and Hagerman and the Mountcats with a very quick 2 outs. They'll bring up the designated player, Julia Mooney, who walked in her first at-bat. Stranded on base. First pitch from Rister. That one's chopped foul back towards the right-hand side. And Rister picking up where she left off in that game against the Mercers, really doing a great job at getting quick outs and really taking control in the circle. The 0-1 pitch off speed just misses for ball 1. Saw just a ton of movement on that backspin on that pitch. 1-1 pitch. The heater blows it by for strike 2.
Yeah, another good pitch too. I mean, just get enough of an off-speed type pitch on the outside of the box, so the batter thinks is going to try and drop, but draws him into a false sense of security, makes him choke up on the bat a bit, and sets us into a 1-2 count in favor of Rister, who gets another strikeout.
Strike 3 on the outside corner. 3 up and 3 down for Rister and the Vulcans, and flawless top of the third. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back for the bottom of the third between California and UPJ on CUTV. Hello,
Leading up the
everyone,
bottom of the
and
third,
welcome
designated player
back to
number
Lily
33,
Field as we
Alyssa
get ready for the
Rose.
bottom of the third. The Vulcans still with a 2-0 lead, and up to bat first. The only one who, for California, who did not get an at-bat in that second inning, it is the designated player number 33, Alyssa Rose. 8 batters in that last inning for California, able to get the 2 runs. First pitch for Rose on the inside part of the plate once again for strike 1.
And a good pitch by Smith. I mean, she's been showing that too. It's just she's been able to hit the inside of the box and the outside. She gets herself up early in the count and takes advantage of the balls. And again, she's just going to edge the top of the box, and that's going to put Rose down 0-2 early on.
A big whip that time from Rose, who struck out in her first at bat. Smith looking to regain that confidence. Pitch high. Even that, getting me to flinch a little bit. It's right back towards me for ball 1. There's a net there.
I saw that coming straight towards us.
There's
no
way.
reaction. I look over to you, and that's not as bad as last year. I do remember last year where a ball came towards the net, and you dropped all of your papers. And I think that was a game that you did with Mr. Sakaguchi, if I'm correct.
Strike 3 as Rose with another big swing and miss. Another strikeout for Smith. 5 now in the
Next
game
up, Jordan Pineri.
for Smith, and up to bat now is Pineri, who got the last inning started with a single and ended up scoring a run off of an Ochtemeyer single. So 1-1 on the afternoon with a run. First pitch in there for strike 1. One from Smith. Once again at the knees for strike 2. Seems after a shaky second inning, Smith able to regain a bit of that confidence back to where she was in the first inning. 0-2 pitch, bit of a waste pitch, just trying to get Pineri to chase, but good discipline from Pineri. Sees that one outside for now 1-2.
I think this is almost just feeding off the confidence on the other side of the dugout. I mean, you look at these Vulcans, and you start off the game really strong. You had full bases, for 2 at-bats. So, I mean, you're kind of just feeding off this energy and high confidence that they have. You know they're going to go to the plate and try and swing at some low-hanging balls. So if you take advantage on the upper and lower edges of the box, like Smith has been doing, you already got 1 batter down, and I'd be surprised if you see her get another one down too.
Count remains 1-2. Pitch sent towards left field. An easy catch made out there by Hagerman. So second out of the of the inning. Now for UPJ up to bat is Shayna Postler,
With
who
2 outs now batting the
able
third
to pick
baseman,
up a
number
single
41,
and also
Shayna
scored in
Postler.
that second inning.
Also, probably the best walk-off song on the team. I'd say she's tied with Kaylee Rister and the Witch Doctor. Which, I think that's an important part of this game, is the walk-off songs. I don't care what anybody tells me.
I mean, I think as a player, it is very important. Kind of gets you into the right headspace and can really do wonders for you. Like you said, Carol's Whisper, elite walk-up song is the chopper up the middle. And no throw, a nice diving effort made by the shortstop Ganibas, but just a little bit too far out of reach. Was able to keep it in the infield, but no throw, and another hit for Shayna Postler, who finds
Next
herself
up,
on
number
first
5,
base.
Caitlin Ochtemeyer.
To bat now, Kaylin Ochtemeyer 1-1, 1-for-1 with an RBI. Able to get the Vulcans started on the scoring train in that second inning. Looking to maybe do something similar here with Postler on first. 1 on, 2 outs. Bottom of the third. Pitch to Ochtemeyer. Able to find the outside edge of the plate for strike 1. Count is even now at 1-1. Runner on first. Pitch from Smith. High and outside for ball 2. Pitch from Smith, sent towards right field, and that one's going to drop right in front of the right fielder, Coe. So Ochtemeyer collects herself another hit, and now the Vulcans have 2 runners on with 2 outs here at the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, I think Smith has done a pretty good job of
Next for California, the shortstop, number 14, Brandon Sersevic.
The bleeding a little bit. I know runners on first and second probably doesn't look good, but I mean, he had 2 pretty good strikeouts, or sorry, 1 good strikeout, and the second one gets popped up into left field. And these 2 at-bats, too, are just one coming off a little bit of a miscue between the defensive players at second and Smith. And you know, I don't think this is anything on her in this inning.
Sersevic up to bat now. Sacrifice bunt in that second inning, able to advance a couple runners into scoring position. Find yourself down 0-1. Second pitch, able to clip that outside part of the plate for strike 2. So Sersevic finds herself down a big hole early on, 0-2. Runners on first and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. The 0-2 pitch, low and away for ball 1. Vulcans 7 hits this afternoon already. 1 and 2 pitch to Sersevic, chopped towards 3rd. It's going to be an easy force out at 3rd, and that will be the end of the 3rd inning. The score remains 2-0. California with the lead. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here for the top of the 4th between California UPJ on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, and the PS. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lilly Field. The Vulcans still with a 2-0 lead. So we get ready for the top of the 4th inning, where the heart of the UPJ lineup up to bat 4, 5, and 6. Meal, Radvin, and Tallman up to bat. Meal 0-1 on the afternoon, grounded into a fielder's choice 6-4, put out at second in the top of the 1st. First pitch from Rister, low and inside for ball 1. Rister was only allowing 3 base runners so far in this game, so very good afternoon so far. Gonna be a 4th one as Mill able to send that one into left field for a base hit.
And 276 on the season, so I mean, you know that she's a solid hitter on her own right, and just finds that gap between the 3rd and the shortstop, and that's just a solid power hit that gets the ground and gets her on to first base. And you know, for the Mountain Cats, I think this is important, is just to get runners on base and play simple softball.
I remember last year in this matchup here against California and UPJ, Mill, I believe it was a 3-run homer to left field, absolutely mashed one. It looks like going to be a switch up, a pinch runner into the game here for UPJ. Number 18, City Mitchell will be pinch running there for Mill at first. That'll bring up Radvan, who singled in her first at-bat. She's able to make her way to second base before getting stranded. So Mitchell on first. First pitch to Radvan, chop foul for strike one. Runner on first, nobody out. The 0-1 pitch from Rister. Fouled off and back towards the backstop as Radvan looks like she was caught between a swing and maybe like a bunt attempt and came off the tip of her bat out of play for strike two.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the same thing. I thought she was just going to kind of leave the bunt out. But I think she saw it going towards the edge of the box and just tried to let that one go.
And the Vulcans just trying to catch Mitchell out because Mitchell, taking a hefty lead off of first base, is trying to distract the Vulcans potentially over at first. And 1-2 now is the count. Is that pitch from Rister definitely a pitch that was trying to catch Mitchell out. The pitch sent towards center field and it'll drop for a base hit. As that time Radvan able to connect bat to ball, and another decent bit of hitting. That one fell just in front of Hasbrook out there in center field. So the Vulcans with two runners on with nobody out for Jenna Tallman. Some time taken as both teams having some going to talk some things over, and looks like maybe another pinch runner here for UPJ. Number 1, Krista Brunson running at first base instead of Radvan.
Krista Brunson.
Yeah, and I mean, interesting strategy getting in two pinch runners in one inning, but I mean, having runners on first and second with no outs, I think it's, you know, not a bad idea. You should try and get yourself back up on the board, especially if you have two speedy girls here who are able to find home on even a decent pitch.
And Tallman looking to bunt here as first pitch high and inside for ball one. It's a pretty good strategy, just getting two speedy people on base, trying to bunt him over, get him into scoring position. Tallman struck out her first at bat. Second pitch high once again, ball two. Tallman very disciplined, not chasing after, trying to lay down the bunt, just waiting to see Rister place one in the zone. 2-0 pitch. This time bunted foul between the legs of Wilson towards the backstop. Bunting, one of the more underrated skills a player can have, and one that more people should probably practice. The 2-1 bunted foul once again, and it's got to be even count now at 2-2. And if you're Tallman, you got to be careful, because if you bunt another one foul, it's and go down as a strikeout. So maybe a change in the approach now at the at bat for Tallman. Count even. The pitch in the dirt. Full count now for Jenna Tallman.
Going back to your point on bunting, I mean, it is really important because, I mean, you got to think these balls are going like, what, 60, 70 miles per hour? So the hand-eye coordination you have to have with the small metal bat just to be able to put it in the right place, be able for it to just choke up enough. And that's an important strikeout for Rister to take here.
Big K for Rister. She's able to clip that inside part of the plate. And a backwards K, second of the afternoon for Tallman. And a big first out here in the top of the fourth for Rister and the Vulcans. That'll bring up the catcher, number 14, Isabella De Palma. Got a single in her first at-bat. Pitch from Rister. Off speed. Able to find the play for strike one. Runners on first and second, one out. Top of the fourth, UPJ looking to get themselves on the board. And a big swing and miss from De Palma, strike two. Rister finds herself in control of the count here. 0-2 now to De Palma. The pitch from Rister, high and outside, and maybe another one just looking to see if one of the runners take off. And not a very competitive pitch, but One thing I got to take every once in a while. 1-2 now the count. Mitchell on second, Brunson on first. The pitch. Strike 3 right on the outside bar of the plate. Back to back, backwards K's for Rister. She sends down Tallman and now De Palma looking.
Next in the box for the Mountain Cats,
she's just
pitcher
been
number
putting
23,
on a
Mia
clinic so
Smith.
far here today. I mean, she's just been playing so well, just being able to find that outside of the box too. And when she throws power, I mean, these balls are almost impossible to hit for these UPJ hitters.
6 Ks now for Kaylee Rister, and really able to just pinpoint these pitches wherever she wants them at the moment. Smith up to bat now. The pitcher struck out in her first at bat. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Chop towards short. It's going to be an out called as they're able to get in at second base. So the Vulcans get out of a 2 base runner jam and leave them stranded. 2-0 still the score. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th between California and UPJ right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1 and the PSA. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lilyfield. We're now on the bottom of the 4th inning. The Vulcans still with a 2-0 lead over the Mountain Cats of UPJ. That third out being an unassisted ground out to the shortstop, because from where
Leading off, number 15,
Nate and I are
Michaela
setting
Linkus.
is a little difficult to see, so we couldn't really tell what had happened, but nonetheless ended up being a ground out to short, and that was an unassisted play at second to end that top of the 4th.
I mean, that was a great defensive half by the Vulcans. I mean, you had runners on first and second with no outs, and you're still able to get yourself out of that without a score here. The Vulcans still leading 2-0 here at the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, great fight back from Rister. Allowed 2 early base runners and 2 strikeouts in a row. As Linkus back at the plate, grounded out to short in her first at bat in the bottom of the 2nd. The lefty right fielder. 1-1 is the count. Smith still in the circle. Throws that pitch outside, and Linkus sees it away for ball 2. One is the count. Pitch to Linkus. Sends that one way foul. Once again towards the woods over on the left-hand side.
I think that's going in the brushes too, so I feel better for everyone who has to go down there and get that.
Sometimes the balls are just better left to be sat there, but count is even now at 2-2. The pitch to Linkus. This one chopped foul. Linkus able to keep her at bat alive.
Yeah, I mean, it's decent contact on these hits too. I mean, I know it's only foul, so you can't get great contact without getting it in the field of play, but like, she's just being able to find the balls perfectly enough. And I mean, you hear off the swing of the bat too that there's enough strength in her too.
Another foul, and nice one-handed catch by Coach Bertinoli over on the third base side, and showing off the skills a little bit in his 31st season at the helm here for California.
That was clean.
Showing he still got it. Count still 2-2. Pitch low and away to Linkus, full count. Linkus, the sophomore out of Mount Gilead, Ohio, looking to get herself on base. Kaylee Rister in the on-deck circle. Full count pitch from Smith, chopped towards short, throw over to first in time for the first out of the bottom of the fourth. Great piece of defensive play by UPJ.
And I mean, Lincoln showed off some
California
nice
now
speed there
batting the
too.
pitcher,
She was
number
almost
12,
able to
Kaylee
beat into the
Rister.
bag, but just not quick enough. The ball just too simple. Over to the shortstop, over to first, and it's a quick out for the Vulcans.
And Ganimis to Meal. Like you said, Lincoln is no slouch there. I thought she nearly beat it out. It was only by a step that Ganimis was able to make the throw over. Rister now at the plate, takes the first pitch from Smith for strike one. Rister in this game 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Her last at bat, the 0-1 pitch sent foul towards the UPJ dugout.
Did she break the bat? She broke her bat.
Yeah, breaking a metal bat is not easy, and Rister absolutely smoked that one towards third.
I was gonna say too, there was power behind that at that hit. She wanted that one gone.
So the first broken bat of the game. Rister, the fresh stick out there, ready to go. 0-2 now. 1 out, bottom of the fourth. Score remains 2-0. California with a lead. The pitch from Smith. Once again, sent foul towards the UPJ dugout. I think Rister has some harsh feeling towards UPJ as she keeps sending some foul balls their way in the dugout.
That's the second one in a row too. I mean, she's gotta have some vendetta, right?
A couple ops in the in the dugout for Kaylee Rister. 0-2 pitch, that one high, and towards the backstop once again for ball one.
This is the second time the ball has come straight towards the net at you, and I watched you flinch. There's a net, bud. Well, there's a net, bot. What are you doing?
I know there's a net. It's scary, you know. What if it morphs through the net and hits me in the head?
That's a really good point.
1-2 pitch from Smith. Rister watches that one outside for ball two, evens up the count.
And I mean, she's just really good at being able to fight the count too. I mean, even her last at bat where she ends up getting walked down 0-2 and then able to beat the count back out to where she's walked, and even now too, she's being able to fight these pitches off by Smith pretty well.
Another foul ball as Rister took a big hack at that one, sent it foul and out of play. Another impressive at-bat here for Kaylee Rister. 2-2 is the count. 1 out, bottom of the fourth, 2-0 the score. Rister looking to collect her first hit of the game. 2-2 pitch from Smith. Low and away for ball three. Another full count now for Smith.
And I mean, in situations like this as a pitcher, it just gets very frustrating. I mean, you know, you're able to put away your other batter, and you get this one up, and now it's just pitch after pitch after pitch after pitch.
Rister won't go away. The full count pitch, low and away, ball four, and Rister able to collect another walk. Sprinting over to first base. So 1 out base runner here for California as Rister collects another walk. Carlina Fiorelli up to the plate as she collected the second of the 2 RBIs with a 1 out, with a RBI single in that bottom of the second. The sent home Shayna Postler takes the first pitch for strike one. Fiorelli 1 for 2 on the afternoon, struck out in her first at bat. Now that RBI single in her second. Sent another foul ball towards the UPJ dugout, and good friend JJ Robinson on top of it, taking some pictures, and saw him dodging out of the way a little bit. That's why the fence extends up to make sure that you don't get hit up there. Fiorelli in an 0-2 hole. As Rister on first, the pitch. Swung on and passed shortstop into left field. Another base hit for Fiorelli, advancing Rister up to second. So 2 on, 1 out for California.
It's a beautiful hit, too. I mean, again, that's just finding the gap between the third and the shortstop, and just enough power, too, to where you're able to advance both run, or you're able to advance your runner comfortably, too, and not really put them at worry. And maybe the shortstop gets it, and maybe the outfielder has a strong arm.
And the lefty Fiorelli really able to send that one opposite field, really does wonders. It's Brittany Wilson back up to bat. Takes the first pitch for a strike.
I mean, that one just has enough curve on it to where it just comes back in on the inside, but I was certain that Wilson was probably going to take a hack at that one because I think that one was just slow enough for her to be able to knock that one. And again, that's another pitch, too, where it's just a little bit of curvature on it that just makes it seem like it's going to go a little more left or right, but she's still just slow enough that you think Wilson may bite at that.
Yeah, 2 pitches back-to-back on the inside heart of the plate. Wilson in an 0-2 hole, runners on first and second. The pitch swung on, sent towards short, force at third. They will get the out there. The other 2 runners are safe. So maybe some smart play by the Mountain Cats, able to get the force out at third. So Wilson grounding out into a fielder's choice. That'll bring up Alyssa Rose.
Player, number 33,
Designated
Alyssa
player,
Rose.
0 for 2 on the afternoon. Rose with 2 Ks, looking to send a runner or 2 home here. Fiorelli on second, Wilson on first. The first pitch to Rose is a strike. Smith able to battle back. 0-1 pitch, fouled off of the umpire and out of play for strike 2. Looks like everything's all right with him. That foul ball caught off his off the right shoulder and foul. So 0-2 count once again. Last couple of batters found themselves in an early hole against Smith. Pitch from Smith. Rose sends that one into deep left field, back towards the wall, and that one is gone. A 3-run bomb from Alyssa Rose breaks the game wide open for California. It's a 5-0 lead now for the Vulcans after the tater from Rose.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just a pitch by Smith that you just leave hanging way too low. And I mean, what a beautiful hit by Rose, too. Just leaves that one hanging, perfect contact on that, and just enough power, too, where, I mean, that one goes comfortably over the outfield. And like you said, that breaks the game wide open here now. 5-0 lead for the Vulcans. So this is tough for UPJ, and this has got to get in the head of Smith a bit.
Yeah, Rose took a couple of big swings in those previous 2 at-bats and struck out in both of them, and you could see if she was able to just get a hold of one, what she can do, and send that one into left field. And the Vulcans with a comfortable now 5-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th after a 3-run bomb from Rose. Up to bat now is Pineri. First pitch, chop towards third, and it's going to be a tough play, and that one rolls away from her. And Pineri able to get herself a base hit and took an awkward bounce for Tallman at third. Maybe a bit unfortunate.
I mean, I think you just chalked that up to bad luck. I mean, what else are you really going to say? That just takes such a weird bounce and roll off the bat.
Shayna Postler.
And I mean, you're expecting that one to kind of just drop for you, and nope, just curves. And, you know, Tallman's kind of just left there hanging, and surprised that one wasn't counted as an error.
It's going to be a tough play nonetheless, as I think Tallman would have had to barehand that one to really get it to go, and runner now on first. Shayna Posler back up to bat, 2 for 2 with a run in this game. 0-1 pitch sent high and foul over top of Kuiper's corner. And the Vulcans now just trying to extend their PSAC leading record of 2-0 in the conference. Pitch low and inside for ball 1.
And that was a weird discovery I made last night when doing a bit of research for today's game. Is Vulcans were leading the PSAC 2-0 at a 4-6 record, while IUP is sitting at like a comfortable like 16-4, something like that.
Sharp hit towards third, and Tallman able to make up for it and throw over to first. And that'll be the third out. The Vulcans tack on 3 more after the bomb by Rose. 5-0 the score. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the top of the 5th between California and UPJ on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Network. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Lilly Field as the Vulcans emerge with a 5-0 lead over the Mountain Cats of UPJ. It was 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th, going into the bottom of the 4th, and a 3-run home run by Alyssa Rose has broken the game wide open here for California. 10 hits in this game for the Vulcans. As Brianne Coe back up to bat for the second time this game. Grounded out in a forced play to second in her first at-bat in the bottom of the second. The Vulcans with a comfortable 5-0 lead as the first pitch from Rister in there for strike 1. Oh, 1 from Rister. Low. Did she swing? The first base umpire is going to say she held up, and evens the count now at 1-1.
I think umpires have been just pretty. I don't want to say soft. That's a wrong versage here, but they've been pretty loose on these batters taking these check swings. And there's about probably like 3 or 4 examples of them, probably just like edging the part of the box. But I think it's just been good discipline on both teams here in the box, just to be able to hold themselves to that good standard.
1-2 now is the big whiff. Pop up towards first. And the catch is made in foul territory. That'll be the first out for the Mountain Cats as Coe sends that one towards Oxmeyer, who's able to make the play. Up to bat now is McDonough. The lineup card flips back to the top of the order. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. First pitch low for ball 1. Donna grounded out to short in her last at bat, looking to get on base for the first time. Takes the 1-0 pitch for strike 1. Top of the 5th. California up 5-0. No runners on. 1-1 pitch sent foul. 2-1 now is the count. Two 1-2 pitch. Chopped foul towards the third base side. Out of play. Count remains 1-2. No runners on. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 1-2 count. Pitch to McDonough, low and away for ball 2. Rister giving up a couple hits here and there, but hadn't really had great control of this game. The 2-2 pitch swung on, sent foul into left field just past the third base bag.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, Rister's just kept herself in control of this game pretty well. The only hits really she's been allowing has been, you know, short little ground outs down the third baseline. Nothing else really has gotten past her too far. I mean, it's kept the Vulcans in control of the game. 5-0 here at the bottom of the, or top of the fifth, excuse me.
Count even at 2-2. The pitch swung on and sent foul once again. That one a little bit harder struck, sent out of play past the UPJ dugout onto the road to the left-hand side. McDonough putting together a pretty impressive at bat, just forcing Rister to rack up the pitch count. 2-2. That one kind of a check swing, but able to send it into left field for a base hit.
Yeah.
Able to lay that one right in front of Fiorelli.
I think that was just using the momentum that you had from moving the bat, and you know, I don't think there's necessarily a large amount of contact being able to be made there and send that out further, but I think you just make just enough to where, you know, you get the good contact on it, you're able to get into a light part of the outfield and get yourself on base.
Hagerman up to bat, 0 for 2. Lined out to first. Her last at bat. First pitch is a strike, and Wilson up and ready to gun down McDonough at first, but McDonough able to get back to the base in time, and Wilson held the throw. 0-1 pitch. Low for ball one, and again, the Vulcans maybe a bit worried about the speed of McDonough over at first. Runner on first, 1 out, top of the fifth, 1-1 count. Pitch outside for ball 2, and again, all these pitches in his at-bat, Wilson is up, ready to try to catch McDonough off at first.
Yeah, I mean, she did this again, and I want to say that was this 3rd or 4th inning, where she's just jumping up and, you know, letting the runners know that if you try and run, I'm just gonna, you know, throw this cannon of an arm, and try and get you out, and that's a decent hit.
Yeah, it'll pop up towards center in the play made by Hasbrook out there. Sounded decent off the bat, but that time Hagerman just got underneath of it. That leaves the Mountain Cats with 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. The designated player number 20, Julian Mooney, up to bat now, 0 for 1. Walk and a strikeout in this game.
This Vulcan squad has also just been doing such a good job of being able to handle these runners on base type situations. I mean, you give up a single or you let 2 runners on base, but I mean, they don't really let that adversity stop them. They're still able to show. And you see in Wilson, you know, jumping up hyper aggressively, showing the runners that if you try and run, I'm going to get you. And even in the outfield too, it's just these defensive stops that played key for them.
Right off of the glove of Rister, and the throw to first in time. Great defensive play that time by the shortstop, Sersovic, and that will be the end of the top of the fifth. California 5, UPJ nothing. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back for the bottom of the fifth right here on CTV, CTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network. Hello everyone and welcome back to Lily Field as we get ready for the bottom of the fifth, where the Vulcans have a 5-0 lead over the Mountain Cats of UPJ. Smith still out there in the circle for the Mountain Cats, up to bat first here in the bottom of the fifth. It's Ochtemeyer, first pitch swinging, and first pitch crushing it towards the back wall. Ochtemeyer looking to go 2. He's able to get there easily for a stand-up double.
That's going to be her second double of the season. Solid hit, too. I mean, a little bit more power in it. I mean, that one's checking the fences almost for a home run, but
Next up,
you know, just beautiful contact, just enough under the ball where it's able to send it flying and enough power to send it deep into the outfield and make the center fielder chase it. Good offensive play.
And a good piece of hitting from Ochtenmeyer. Now 3 for 3 on the afternoon. Had the RBI single to get the scoring started in the second. So 2 singles and a double in this game for Kalen Ochtenmeyer. Up to bat, Sursovic 0 for 1. Had a sac bunt in that second inning. Grounded out, unassisted. Ground out to third in the bottom of the third. Looking to extend the Vulcan lead. The 0-1 pitch fouled back for strike 2.
Took a funky rebound too. De Palma was able to catch that one bouncing off the net.
Yeah, if only that counted for. And now that would have been pretty cool, but count remains 0-2. Ochtenmeyer on second. Lefty Sursovic in the box. Chops that one third. Chops it third, chops it foul towards third. Count remains 0-2. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit more. It has been died down for a while in the last couple of innings. 0-2 pitch high for ball 1. De Palma popped up, maybe looking to try to catch Ochtenmeyer out, trying to steal third. Smith, the pitch. Another foul ball as Sursovic once again able to chop that one foul.
And I mean, as I said before, too, 231 on the season. I mean, the junior at 26 at bats, 6 hits on the season. She's done solid at herself at the plate here, and as you mentioned the bunt earlier. And you know, I think this is an important part of the game where you got a runner on second, no outs, and you're able to put yourself in a decent position too to just really take control of this game.
Another foul ball from Sursovic. 1-2. The count remains. Coming into today's game, Ochtenmeyer had 4 hits on the season, has nearly doubled her hit mark just in this game. The count remains 1-2 to Sursovic after he slew of foul balls towards the third base side. Runner on second, nobody out. Off-speed pitch misses for ball 2.
That was real off speed. That was more of a toss than it was a throw.
Yeah, really just slowing things down, just trying to catch Sursovic, trying to swing big. The 2-2 pitch, low and away, ball 3.
This is a good count too, and that one's just at the edge of the box and for Sursovic too. I mean, it's a ball you can take the risk at trying to hit. If you can, you could probably get some good edge on it down the second base to third baseline, but on that one slide.
Full count pitch and a fouled back. And Smith just trying to blow it away upstairs, but Sursovic able to battle it off, able to keep the at-bat alive. Count remains full. Runner on second, nobody out. Smith, the pitch. Hard hit into left field for a base hit, and Ochtenmeyer rounding towards home, and the cutoff, and Sursovic kept running, and Sursovic able to stand up into second. And the Vulcans with back-to-back base hits sends the lead to 6-0.
13 hits on the afternoon here so far. I mean, they've set the tone for this game here. And again, that's going to be a 6-0 lead for the Vulcans.
Next up, number 15, Michaela
Off
Linkus.
of a beautiful hit as well.
I believe that'll be a single, turning into an advancement on second on the throw. But nonetheless, Sursovic doing a great job of keeping that at bat going for so long and just got the pitch to hit. Sends lead 6-0. First off-speed pitch to Linkus. It's in there for strike 1. Linkus 0 for 2, grounding out to short both times in this game, looking to grab herself a hit. 0-1 pitch upstairs, count even out 1-1. Still no outs. Here in the bottom of the fifth, the 1-1 at the knees for strike two. One-two, chopped, foul towards third, and maybe a bit lucky once again that time for Tallman, as she misplayed it a little bit over at third, and I think if it would have remained fair, Linkus would have been able to get over to first in time. Count still at 1-2. The pitch, swinging bunt towards first and out at first, as a great play between Smith and Meal over at first. Able to advance Sursovic over to third, but bang play over at first for the first out.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect call to make to him, and that's hard to make when you're over by the shortstop, and it's tough to see. You can't necessarily see when the feet touch down or where the ball's going to be, but I think that was a perfect call to make. I just don't think she was able to get there in time, and more importantly, though, she advances the runner to third and puts the Vulcans back in a decent scoring position.
Kaylee Rister up to bat for the fourth time today. 0 for 1 with a strikeout and 2 walks. 1-0 pitch. You find the heart of the plate for strike one. Runner on third, 1 out. The bottom of the fifth, the pitch to Rister. Low for ball 2. Smith looking to battle back, 2-1 count. The pitch to Rister, hard driven foul deep into the brush on the left-hand side, out of play. Rister has something against the grounds crew. We'll have to keep track of all these foul balls.
She probably has hit more foul balls off than that left side than there are hits in the entire game so far.
Count even at 2-2. The pitch upstairs, another full count by Smith. This time Rister receiving and a full count, 1 out. Bottom of the fifth. Sursovic on third. The Vulcans with 1 run in this inning, looking to tack on another. The pitch from Smith, low, but Rister able to catch a piece of it. Able to send it foul, able to keep the at-bat alive.
And every single time she's been at bat too. You're looking at 11 to 12 at bat or pitches at bat, and she's just done such a good job of being able to fight off these hard counts. And in the 3-2 scenario, she's still able to find the pitches that she wants and put it in play where she wants.
Full count pitch sent towards third, and Rister safe over at first in time. RBI for Kaylee Rister. And another misplay over at third. It was a hard hit ball, but Tallman unable to grab it in. And the throw from Ganibis at short over to first, not in time. So Rister able to grab herself an RBI, able to extend the Vulcan lead to 7-0. Fiorelli up to bat once again. Chopper up the middle, and the out at second. Fiorelli able to get over in first in time, so ground out, but nonetheless, runner still on first. First pitch to Wilson. High for ball 1. Second pitch low for ball 2. 2-0 pitch to Wilson. Nice pitch in there for strike one. Wilson 1 for 3. 2-1 pitch. Sent foul towards the first base side and popped up and caught. And that'll be the end of the fifth as the Vulcans tack on 2 more. Makes the score 7-0 over the Mountain Cats. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back here on CTV, CTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Network. Hello everyone and welcome back to Lilly Field, where the California Vulcans have a 7-0 lead over the UPJ Mountain Cats. And the Vulcans are able to tack on 2 more in the bottom of the fifth.
Leading off top of the sixth for the Mountain Cats, first baseman number 12,
UPJ.
Caleb Neal.
Running out of time here, leaving it pretty late to try to make some sort of comeback in this game.
This is why I said I want to say it was either the top of the third or top of the second, where it's important to be able to score those runners in and at least, you know, make it a game, because I mean you're leaving yourself in a situation now where you're at the top of the sixth, and I mean if you get shut out in the top of the seventh, then that's the game. There's nothing else more to play.
Meal back up to bat, the first baseman, 1 for 2. Singled in her last at bat, taking some time. Here's it once again. Looks like maybe a bit of issue for Wilson with the mouthpiece for the pitch calling. Rister still in the circle. The first pitch to Mill, off speed and able to drop it in there for strike one.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful pitch too. I mean, like you said, off speed and more of a toss than anything, but just finds the corner of the box too. And I mean, as a batter, kind of just throws you off a little bit. I mean, you're expecting maybe a little bit of heat in the first pitch.
Rister sends the heat, but that one tails outside for ball one. Even count the pitch. Sent foul over top, past the California bullpen. Now to play Rister once again, ahead in the count 1 and 2. Pitch from Rister. Off speed, just trying to get Meal to chase that time. Tails away of Meal. Able to even the count up at 2 and 2. Even count pitch from Rister. Strike 3, just blows it by Mill, goes down swinging. First out of the inning for the Vulcans, and another strikeout for Rister.
Next up, the second baseman, number 11, Tori Radvan.
And I mean, she's been showing that she can throw that heat, you know, pretty consistently. Not even really through her career, not even really through the season. This game, I mean, she's shown that she can also be such an excellent batter, and Kaylee Rister's meant a lot to this team, and she'll continue to do so.
7 Ks now for Rister in the first pitch. A strike to Radvan, another off speed that time. Able to catch it on the inside part of the plate. Ahead in the count 0-1. The from Rister, just below the knees for ball one. Tori Radvan 2 for 2 with 2 singles in the game. Looking to start any sort of rally here for UPJ. The pitch sent deep towards right center field, and that one is going to drop just before the fence. Radvan turning for 2 and able to get in there effortlessly with a stand-up double.
I mean, yeah, again, just perfect contact on that ball, taking advantage of the spaced out outfielders, and you see that large gap between center and right. So
the third baseman, number 13, Jenna
you
Tallman.
get yourself a nice little gap there, use your speed and burn the jets and put yourself on second, and make this game seem a little more even for him.
And he will send that one opposite field. That'll bring up Jenna Tallman. First pitch sent foul, and Tallman the center of a couple of those plays in the bottom of the 5th where just came off her glove, where she's able to make the play, maybe gets the Mountain Cats out without giving up a run, but 2 runs score in that inning. 0-1 pitch, another off speed from Rister, really tossing it a lot in his top 6, and be able to collect another strike. 0-2 now.
Man, that one just goes dead center too, so surprised you don't see Tallman at least try and take a swing at that, because I mean, you know that one's gonna go on the inside anyway, so I mean, why risk at least just whiffing and taking nothing on it.
0-2 pitch high and outside for ball 1, and Radvan quickly back to second. It looks like maybe she's going to take off. The 1-2 pitch popped foul once again. Over top just behind us and out of play. And Tallman 0 for 2 on the afternoon, 2 Ks. Looking to get herself on base here. Finds herself in a 1-2 hole. Runner on second, 1 out. The pitch chopped towards third, and it looks like there's going to be a bit of a rundown here as Radvan tried to take off, and it's running back and forth, and Radvan going to get ran out, and the throw over to first not in time as Tallman able to get over, and
hit her.
Some bad base running by Radvan as it was a ground out to short that if you're a player there, you just make sure you get back to second base because you want to keep the runner in scoring position there as long as possible, but ended up taking off a little bit too early, got caught in the rundown, and the Vulcans pick up a second out.
Now batting the catcher, number 14, Isabella
I don't even know
DePalma.
how to score that. There's about 5 or 6 different players who caught the ball there for the second out. Very group effort as DePalma 1 for 2 in the afternoon to back up to the plate. Runner on first, 2 outs. UPJ had their runner in scoring position, but kind of squandered their opportunity now as first pitch to DePalma outside for ball 1. Pitch just misses on the outside edge of the plate for ball 2. And you would think by the score run of the game, the UPJ dugout would be a little bit summer, but still as loud as ever, just really trying to pep up the team. A 2-0 pitch high and outside for ball 3.
I think it's more or less just looking at the fact that it's a doubleheader, you know? I mean, this game looks pretty grim right now at the top of the 6th, but you got a whole another game ahead of you, so you're probably not going to be facing Rister as a pitcher again. She's probably going to be sitting in the dugout, so you don't really have to worry about that on the side of the Mountain Cats.
DePalma able to just send that one right over top of the second baseman for California, Pineri, just right over top of her glove into right field for a base hit. And you would think if you had that runner on second base still, that might have ended up being a run, but maybe come back to bite UPJ a little bit. So 2 runners on for 2 outs now as the pitcher Smith back up to bat. First pitch right up the middle, but throw over to first in time. Great throw from Sursovic, and that will be the end of the 6th inning. California 7, UPJ nothing. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Network. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lilly Field. So we're now in the bottom of the 6th inning between California and the UPJ. The Vulcans up 7-0 over the Mountain Cats. Up to bat first to start the bottom of the 6th is Alyssa Rose, who really blew the game wide open with a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 4th. Like you said, it is a doubleheader today. The next game will be right after this one. Then Vulcans travel up to Indiana on Tuesday for a doubleheader against the Crimson Hawks. The first pitch popped up towards center field, and Rose got a decent bit of contact, but just got underneath of it for the first out.
I mean, there's a lot of power behind that swing too, but it just goes a little too low and sits
For
almost straight
California
in
now
the center
batting,
field.
second baseman number 17, Jordan
And
Paneri.
at this point too, for the Vulcans, I mean, you're at the bottom of the 6th. All you really need is a decent inning. Maybe you get another run here and secure things, but I think so far you look like you've wrapped things up for the most part.
Paneri back up to bat. The first pitch to her in there for strike 1. 2 for 3 on the afternoon. 2 singles. Smith still twirling it. 0-1 pinch set foul for strike 2. To Smith. Pitch now from Smith. Looking the pitch. Upstairs, ball 1. Seen the Vulcans doing a great job at some play discipline. After a couple early strikeouts, haven't struck out in the last 3 innings. It's going to be ball 2. Paneri watches that one go outside.
And I mean, literally as you speak, it just happens right in front of you. I mean, chokes up on the mat just quick enough, and you know you're able to hold that one to a ball in a 2-2 count. Only one out.
2-2 pitch, high towards left field, and it's going to be a long run in, but the catch is made. It was Hagerman. Got a beat on it. 2 quick outs. Shannon Posler back up to bat. Actually looks like Coach Bertinoli is going to make a switch. Shayna Posler is going to do a pinch hit for Mackenzie Carson.
Pinch hitter for California, number 3, Mackenzie
Hitting
Carson.
now for Posler, senior out of Tucson, Arizona. She's going to make her first appearance in this game. Pitch to Carson outside for ball 1. Carson, senior, went to Cienega High School. Sends the pitch towards third. The throw to first in time. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Mountain Cats, and that'll take us to the top of the 7th. Score remains 7-0. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here on CTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network. Hello, everyone, and welcome back.
Leading off the Mountain Cats will be
to
right
Lily
fielder
Field.
number 2, Renee, go.
As we get ready for the bottom, or the top of the 7th, excuse me. Co up to bat here for the Mountain Cats, who have to have a miracle of an inning here to try to get themselves at least tied or taking the lead in this game. And it's going to be Rister back out in the circle, just trying to close things out here for California.
And I mean, that's probably the last person you want out on the circle. I mean, it's been a long day for both pitchers. I mean, Smith also having a long day with a lot of long at-bats. Rister herself, too, also having a long day. I mean, it's just been a long game for both these two teams. And so far, she's done a good job, and I think she's eyeing up the shutout.
Oh, and 1 to Co. Co able to get some bat underneath of it, flying it out towards right field and an easy play for the first out. So 2 outs remaining for the Mountain Cats. We're able to flip back to the top of the order. McDonough
Next
up
up,
to bat
the center fielder, 21,
for
Megan
your
McDonough.
Mountain Cats.
There might have been some miscommunication there. I know Wilson was looking towards the dugout, and she looked a little frustrated, and it looked like she might have thrown a sign up. So might have been some trouble with the comm device.
First pitch to McDonough in there for strike 1. Second pitch fouled back right behind us for strike number 2. Low-2 pitch outside for ball 1. One-two pitch, easy play towards third, and possibly able to come down with it. And the Mountain Cats down to their final out.
Yeah, and I think at this point too, I mean, you're down
59 now
7.
batting the left fielder,
You're
number 5,
probably
Shaylin Hagerman.
deciding up the end of the game at this point, because I mean, you need 7 runs to equalize here at the top of the 7th to at least bring you to, you know, the bottom of the 7th, where the Vulcans would even get a chance to score again. So this is a tough ask.
It's a mountain to climb here for the Mountain Cats, and it's Hagerman with the weight on her shoulders takes the first pitch for strike 1. Hagerman 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Flew out to center in her last at bat. A 1 chop towards second. Easy throw over to first in time, and that is the end of the game here at Lily Field. The Vulcans with a commanding 7-0 win in game number 1 of the doubleheader between California and UPJ. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back for game number 2 between the Vulcans and the Mountain Cats
Final
right here on
lines for
CTV
today's game
Sports 1 and the
California,
PSAC
7
Network.
runs on 13 hits and no errors.